So let's talk specifically about rusting. So what is rusting? I told you, rusting is a type of corrosion. Okay, it is okay. So there are all metals undergo corrosion. Similarly, iron also undergoes corrosion, but when iron undergoes corrosion, we call it rusting. So what is rusting? How does rusting happen? Iron reacts with the oxygen in the air in the presence of moisture to form a reddish brown flaky substance called hydrated ferric oxide. So Fe2O3 is called ferric oxide, commonly called as rust. No, this is rusting is slow oxidation and it is a type of corrosion. So rusting I can see is a what do you call it? It's a uh, oxidation. It is oxidation. Why oxidation? Because here I have written in the first sentence here. No, iron reacts with the oxygen in the air. No, so whenever oxygen reacts with something, we call that reaction as a oxidation reaction. Right? We call it as a oxidation reaction. I hope it is clear. We call it a oxidation reaction. Now boys, this is a very interesting activity given in on page 44 of your textbook. I want you to go through this activity. Okay, so what is the activity about? Place 4 test tubes on a test tube stand. Take some boiled water in one test tube and add some oil to it. Take some salt water in the second test tube. Keep the third test tube empty. So when I say empty, what I'm just giving you a clue now. So if I say empty, anything which is empty contains what? Air. No, it is air. So empty doesn't mean that it doesn't contain anything. Huh? When I say something is empty, it contains air. That's why when you take an empty bottle and you immerse it in water. Remember the bubbles start coming out of the bottle, empty bottle. Why? Because when the water is going inside the bottle, when you immerse the bottle in water, empty bottle in water, when the water rushes in, the air comes out. That's why you see bubbles coming out. And the fourth test tube I want you take some anhydrous calcium chloride. Anhydrous means dry calcium chloride. Okay. So place an iron nail in each of these test tubes. You have to place an iron nail in each of these test tubes. Close the fourth test tube with the rubber cork. Only the fourth test tube you have to close with the rubber cork. That is the test tube which contains anhydrous calcium chloride. After putting an iron nail, you have to close the fourth test tube with iron. Observe the nails in all the 4 test tubes after a few days. So what will you observe? Justify your observation. So boys, now since you are free right now, I want you to really carry out this activity. Do this activity and write down your observations, and when the school reopens we'll talk about it. Okay, I will ask you if you have done it and you tell me what were your observations, and I will try to help you out with it. Okay, so this activity is like a homework for you for this particular lesson. Go do this activity. It's a very simple activity. If you don't have a test tube and all, no problem, take a small glass or whatever. In that glass you can do it. Okay, small tiny small glasses. Need not worry, you don't have to buy a test tube as such. Okay, or you can take a small saucer cup, no, teacups, small teacups, and that also you can carry out this experiment. But that okay, you do this and we'll see, we'll talk about it. Okay, no problem. So let's move on to the next one, the last part of the lesson. So my dear students, we go to the last part of the lesson, that is rancidity, the last part, the last module. This is also a reaction which you see in a day-to-day life. Now, what is rancidity? When oils and fats are oxidized or even allowed to stand for a long time, they turn rancid. Okay, so oils. So if you see cooking oil or hair oil or whatever, if you keep it open for a very long time, or any oily foodstuffs, okay, if they turn rancid. Like if you keep chips and all, no, any chips or anything open for a long time, like a vada, oily vada pav, no, vada. you keep for open for a long time, it turns rancid. So how will you know if a cooking oil has turned rancid? When this oil is heated, it starts frothing up. Frothing matlab, have you seen when you put a detergent or soap in water, you get a jhag like thing, lather. That lather is called froth. Starts frothing up and its smell turns foul. You get a very bad smell. So when you smell that, you feel like vomiting, like ulti aata hai. If food is cooked in this old or leftover cooking oil, okay, or in this rancid oil, we can say its taste will change. The taste is not good to eat, no, and it becomes unfit for human consumption. So, moment you eat it, you'll feel like vomiting it out, no. So, whenever you cook any foodstuffs like vadas or chips in the rancid oil, you're bound to vomit it out because the taste changes. The taste becomes little bitter. So how can you prevent rancidity? Rancidity in foodstuffs cooked in oil or ghee is prevented by using antioxidants. So if you add antioxidants to the foodstuffs cooked in oil or ghee, they will not turn that with they will not turn rancid very quickly. Storage of food in airtight containers. Okay, so you have to store food in airtight container. Usually you see all this what do you call. Hmm? So you have to you get the special airtight containers. You have to store them in the in that. Or storing oil in plastic containers also slows down oxidation. Like in the olden days when we were small, they used to pack the oil in metal containers. Your daddy and mummy must be knowing it, in metal containers. Huh? Then slowly they realized about rancidity and they started packing it in the plastic containers, because plastic containers, they slow down the oxidation. So rancidity is basically oxidation, boys. Understand? Rancidity is basically oxidation. The O for oils get O for oxidized. And when the oils get oxidized, because why they get oxidized? Because you're exposing them to air. You don't then pack them properly in airtight container, you expose them to air. In the air, what is there? Oxygen. So when the oil is exposed to, when the O for oil is exposed to O for oxygen there, it gets O for oxidized. So storage of food in airtight containers, if you store it in airtight containers, food, or if you store the oil in plastic containers, it will slow down the oxidation. I am not, it will slow down, huh? It will not stop completely. Okay. Rancidity can also be prevented by packing fried foodstuffs in plastic bags containing nitrogen. If you see your chips packets, boys, whether it's Lay's or no Balaji ka chips or whatever, if you see, they are always packed in those bags, no, those plastic bags. And those, if you see, those plastic bags are quite fluffy. Fluffy, matlab you feel there's some air inside it, no. Mostly nowadays, if you see, most of the thing inside is air only. So that is not exactly air. That what they use for packing the chip packets, they fill the packets with nitrogen, because if you fill air contains oxygen, and slowly the chips inside the packet will get oxidized and turn rancid. Okay, so nobody will buy rancid chips, right? Neither you, neither me. So what they pack, they put in the chip packets, they put nitrogen gas. They fill it with nitrogen gas. So nitrogen gas does not allow the chips, the fried oily chips, to turn rancid. I hope this is clear, boys. So with this, we complete the lesson. I hope you all understood the lesson. If you are not understood, please go through it once again and uh, go through it and try to understand. If you still have any problems, if you still don't understand some few things, when the school reopens, I will try my best to explain it to you and make you understand. Thank you, boys, for your patient listening. God bless you. Stay safe, stay indoors.